All right, good morning, dudes. Good morning, dudettes. Happy Tuesday, I believe, when this is coming out today. We are looking back at my January figures for our new site, Glasgow. And this is going to be quite a short episode. The reason is container sites. I was messaging somebody yesterday when I record this, so it was Tuesday last week, and I was just saying, listen, you've got to get into container storage. Yes, there isn't the massive exit value, but the churn rate is so low and they just constantly fill up and people stick around so much longer. They're so easy to manage. I just love container sites. I mean, there is some things that you can do to make sure you've got longevity because there's people opening container sites all over the place. But why are they opening container sites? Because there's a demand, there's a need for local areas. I mean, what sort of place can you store? Can you get 160 square foot to store tools, can store all your stuff for wear, can store your home belongings, and you can drive straight up to the unit as well, and as cheap as chips. Sometimes people are from £9 per square foot, 25, 30 quid a week. But the great thing is, even at them low rates, the numbers still add up. The numbers still add up. The return on investment is still there. The cash on cash return is still there. I just think you're amazing. So we're going to talk about my Glasgow site today. And like I say, it's going to be a very short episode because there's not a lot to dissect because it just works. It just chugs along, nothing major, and just does what it's supposed to do. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to take a swig of my drink. Okay, key things to note here. Quotes were amazing, the best ever. We had 51 quotes for Glasgow, which is over 10 a week. And in January, that is fantastic. The reservations, second best ever. I'll get to the reservations in a minute. Move-ins, second best ever. Conversions, quotes to move-ins were low, quotes to reservations were low. For whatever reason, I think it's because it's a very competitive area, our conversion rates are low. But it doesn't matter so much because our churn rate is so low as well. But even if we just add one container a week, we're still net square foot positive most months. Cancelled reservations, expired reservations was zero. So over the moon with that. Cost to acquire a customer was just over £100. Now, we've been talking to the PCC company, and the reason we believe that is because it's a city centre. So we're competing with the bigger boys. The bigger boys are prepared to pay more for a customer. Obviously, yeah, because they've got indoor sites. So their lifetime value of a customer for an indoor site is going to be a lot more than our lifetime value of a customer for an external site. And even with the chain, and also the 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 net. How did I put it on here? See if I've got it. Yeah, the average customer value. Perfect. Yeah, the average customer value is also going to be a lot higher. And so therefore they can pay more to acquire a customer. And that is probably why our PPC costs are high. Square foot moved in was very good, especially for January. Square foot moved out was acceptable for a new site. Very acceptable. 5% churn, 60% churn for the year at that run rate. Incredible. Net square foot, we was over 1,400 square foot up for the month, which is awesome. We're 90% occupied. I'm obviously really happy with that at the end of January. We need to expand now. We've got people down there giving us quotes for more work, more 80. We're going to introduce 80 square foot, and we're going to probably be able to put over 100 containers on the ground floor. So really excited there. Average insurance sold needs improving. It was just £4,000. Revenue was the best we've ever had. But again, because it's a growing site, you'd expect that. So yeah, it was a very solid month. Let me just tell you some other details. We had 9 reservations from 51 quotes. So that's a conversion rate of 18%. We had 8 move-ins. So that's a conversion rate of 16%. Our ad spend was £916, so it was £114 per move-in. We had 8 move-ins for 1,600 square foot. Somebody else took an extra square foot room, so we took 1,760 square foot in total. 320 moved out. 1,440 was the net result, so excellent there. Current square foot at the end of the month, yeah, was over 90. Did I say over 90%? Yeah. Um, what is it? Over 90%. It's not just over 90%. It is 97%, 97.87%. I think we had one unit available at the time, but with new probably one moving out, so we haven't got that. I think we're still just over 90% full, but I think we've got 3 units available at the minute. The revenue, we took £8,650 went into the bank account last month. But again, don't forget that that's a bank holidays as well, so that's including them. So overall, it's a solid month. It really is a solid month. I genuinely couldn't be happier with Glasgow. We're 5 to 6 months ahead of projections. It's fantastic. It really is. And if you ever pass half of the site looks like a building site, the other half looks really, really nice. We're going to fit out the other half now. Great cost, but then the site's done apart from double stacking if we're allowed to double stack, if we're allowed to stay there. Long story. So yeah, it's going to look beautiful. It's going to look really, really good in the end. All right, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you on Wednesday when we are talking Clough Road. And it's not all good news for every site. Clough Road is a disaster zone in January. Oh, that's why I've left it till last. My self-esteem can't take it. My confidence, I can't take it. All right, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow.